Hi everyone, I'm Andrew Scott and I'm here today with Daniel Cheddie. Daniel, you've been in the window industry for a large part of your life.
I have, yes. Thanks, Andrew. Since I was about 17, good couple of decades of starting right at the bottom. But
And that was with your father's firm, is
it
that
was, right? Yeah. He set up a business where it was just him at the start.
Yeah.
And then I come on board just to help him out. So at the start, there was just two of us doing everything. So running the shop, cutting the glass, making units, fitting, repairing, selling, every aspect of it.
Okay. Now, you are really passionate about health and safety, and I think you're one of the industry's leading advocates for health and safety. But before we get into that, just a brief background of your career in the window industry. What did that look like?
Yeah, so started at the bottom, cutting glass, making units. So really learned every aspect, I think, of the industry. But by the time I got out to repair windows, so actually go on to site, which was very soon, joining the company, we had to learn as we went along, and there was no option not to do the job. There weren't any other people to send out. We had to go to a job, get it done, get the money, and come home with it.
You were out on site.
Yeah.
You were on ladders. You were on scaffolding. What age would you have been?
Straight away, really. Probably 18, 19, with no clue at all what I was doing.
Okay. So was that always your dad's business?
That was always his. So I was with him directly for a few years.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had to do absolutely everything ourselves.
Any particular fond memories or any standout moments while you were there?
There was a lot of probably some I can't speak on camera about, but some very funny moments. But yeah, there was a lot of good stuff working with my dad and working together and learning together and we actually got the opportunity to make a lot of mistakes.
Yes.
Without recourse. We learn a lot from mistakes rather than being scolded by a boss 10 levels up. We just learned together, made mistakes together, and I think that was a lovely environment to learn.
Absolutely.
And I think with that environment, with a strong positive environment like that, to make mistakes in it allows you to be inventive and resourceful. And come up and work out where you are and come up with solutions rather than just being a robot and being told what to do and not being allowed to think for yourself. So it was a perfect environment for me to start.
Was it mainly residential or was it commercial or a mix?
No, all residential, I would say. We did get a commercial job, strangely, where, again, learning as we went, we got a commercial job that had a load of aluminium windows required. So instead of buying the windows, my dad rented a factory that didn't have any light. Our power was power called from the factory next door because we hadn't yet set it up. And I started making windows on one bench with no experience at all. And that was really fun, really good actually. It was really funny working in the dark with lights until we managed to get a couple of floodlights going. But we did do that job. We got it done. I think it was, from memory, about 40 or 50 windows.
Right.
But again, learning. I mean, where'd you get that opportunity to learn?
Absolutely. So you've been involved in glass, you've been involved in window manufacturing as a fabricator, and you've been out on site as well. So you covered the whole spectrum. Yeah. Where did your interest in health and safety develop from?
I think it started. It came as a two-pronged thing, really. The health and safety element come along with a problem. The problem element. Yeah. So I do love solving problems, and I don't like being beaten by a problem as well. So I think at the time, even at that age, whenever it was, 19, 20 maybe, I was always looking for a problem to solve. That was enjoyable to me. That was a hobby as such. Yes. But strangely, some of the problems that I was solving related to safety. Yeah. So it wasn't just about making efficiency better. It was about stopping me, for instance, falling out the window when I was doing a repair or installation. So I think it moved on. So once I found a problem and solved it, I kind of then took a step back and then looked again at what the problem really did solve in a bigger scaled up version. Okay. And it was the health and safety issue that I had seen as a problem But then I realised that everyone had the same problem.
Yeah.
So it kind of grew like that, I think.
Yeah. And that's endemic right the way across the window industry, isn't it?
It is. I feel that the issues I was facing, I wasn't special at all. There are bigger companies that work in different ways and have, I don't know, possibly different budgets to work with.
Yeah.
But at the end of it, people want to make the best financial decisions, be as efficient as they can, but they have to be as safe as they can.
Yeah.
And that kind of works whether you're a small one-man band, right up to the top, just in a slightly different way.
Yeah. Now, you've developed some products that are really quite revolutionary, but before I talk about them, do you have a technical background? Is that, you're a product person, you're a solution person. Where did that come from?
I don't know. That must just be in my genes. I haven't had any formal training.
Yeah.
I just really like to solve problems, whether it be an engineered solution like the products or just a procedure change that solves or eliminates something to make something more efficient, say. Yeah. But no formal, but I just enjoy it. It's a hobby.
So you've mixed your passion and commitment to health and safety with product design and product engineering. Yeah. Really, just talk me through the process before we talk about the actual products. Just talk me through your mindset. What is this on a piece of paper? You're sketching things out, literally.
It is, yeah. It will just be a sketch on paper. Yeah, and then it will turn to and this goes for 1,000 different pieces of paper, really. Yeah. And it will go through line drawing after line drawing to build it up. And again, because I've got no formal experience, it's all gut feeling, and whether it feels right to me, I'll just keep drawing and drawing and drawing until I feel that I could show someone with no knowledge of what I'm trying to show, and that they'll understand it. And when I feel that I'm at that point, it's then time to fabricate. Yeah. Even if it's something you know won't last, but it's something to then spin around and look at, and then find problems from a different view. Yes. So I'm a bit of a welder. So again, another hobby. I love welding, woodwork, metalwork. I love it all. So I would weld something up if that's what it demanded. Have it powder coated by the local companies that I have made relationships with, and see what it looks like, and then test it out, and then go from there. And that's normally how it works. And I think that's probably standard practice for
prototyping. Yeah. No, absolutely.
It's just all done in-house rather than calling upon people. Yeah.
Now, you took some time out from the window industry. You went into the fire service.
Yeah.
Is that right?
At the same time.
At the same time.
Yeah, at the same time. I don't think I could ever step away from the window industry. I love it. Yeah. I love what it is, and I love that it keeps moving forever. And you think that there's a point that it stopped, because you look back and you think, wow, everyone's got windows. How often does a house change its windows? There surely must be a stopping point for at least a little while, but there isn't.
I've thought that for so many years, Dan. The industry just keeps reinventing itself, and
it does.
I've jumped out a couple of times and ended up coming back in again. So there is something about this industry that draws you in and keeps you passionate.
It is. I think when you look at a house, say, so right at the bottom, a residential property, one of the first things I look at, maybe I'm biased because it's my industry, are the windows. And you can see a tatty old window, and it kind of tarnishes the whole property. Yeah. But if it's got nice windows and, more recently, a nice door, whether it be composite or whatever it is, but that's a new industry, of course, I feel. Yeah. A nice door and nice windows, I mean, that suddenly sets that property aside from its neighbour. Yeah. And I think that's a good sign that the industry is a good industry to be in. It's got longevity. Yeah, no, it
has. It literally just keeps reinventing itself every 5 to 10 years. It's incredible to watch. I've been in the window industry pretty much all my working life, as you have as well. I think I started when I was 19, so you got a couple of years on me there. Yeah. So just tell me about the fire service. Yeah. What's your role there? What are you doing? Are you a fireman? Are you out on site? Are you?
No, I'm a firefighter. I always have been, and there's many routes you can take to the top. going through officer positions. But I love being a firefighter because I, for me anyway, it feels that, you know, that's where it is.
Yeah.
Firefighting it's got different aspects, of course, like fire prevention, but firefighting, you know, where that term comes from, that's a really, in my view, really cool term to be able to put out a fire, hopefully, and save someone. That's like, you know, what more of a reward can you get?
Yeah. And that seems to be a real synergy as well, because you've always been passionate about health and safety.
Yeah.
And the fire service just seems to be an extension of that, because you're out there, you're saving lives.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know I know what came first, but I don't know where the sort of bulk of that love of safety has come from.
Yeah.
I think they've worked in partnership, seeing it live in the fenestration, the window industry, and seeing where improvements can be made, whether it just be from working at height or the million other aspects of safety in the industry.
Yeah.
Or from the other point of view, where we're taught, well, I've been taught for that many years, decades, to look after yourself and the person next to you. And I think that's a beautiful thing. That's you know, so I think that's carried on into the industry, because I never want to see the person standing next to me get hurt.
Yeah.
And so I'll do whatever I can. I mean, it's different scenario. You are in a fire potentially. You might have to pull them out. They might have to pull you out. So there's a lot of trust and a lot of love there. And I think that carries on into the window industry. And why shouldn't it? Just because you're not in the direct moment of making a crucial decision for the safety of your colleague, why should safety be lacking? And if there's an opportunity to improve, why they must take it. They should take it to make themselves safer.
Absolutely. And, you know, as a firefighter, your priority is safety. Your priority is taking care of those people around you. And in the window industry, it just doesn't seem to have that status. It doesn't seem to have the priority that perhaps it should. Yeah,
it's tough, isn't it? I think maybe because the fire service is there, isn't it? It's a public service. It's kind of an insurance policy, really.
Yeah.
But we will go regardless.
Yeah.
You know, to save life. Whereas, obviously, unfortunately, business is business.
Yeah.
And that's where money steps in, and you know, there's other elements. You know, big business. I don't know about big business necessarily, but that's when other elements step in, and unfortunately, I think they step on safety, and it slowly goes down the list. It shouldn't. We all know it shouldn't, but it slowly falls down the priority list, and I think that's the difference, unfortunately. But it shouldn't be. Life is life.
Do you think an element of that is because most fitters are still self-employed?
I think so. Yeah, maybe. There's probably different aspects of it from where you look, from what perception. If you're looking from the fitter's point of view, maybe they are a self-employed fitter that works for different firms, and maybe they're on a fee per window, for example.
Yeah.
Now, their drive is quantity. All they want to do is get something done quickly so they can get a unit price. So in that case, maybe they overlook how valuable they are.
Yeah.
And they cut corners like we all have, like I have.
Yeah.
You all cut corners, and it's only when someone tells you, maybe in a training course for working at height, that they tell you, or they highlight to you what the result would be if you hurt your back or worse.
Yeah.
All of that, you know, getting 5 windows done in a day for the money becomes completely irrelevant.
Absolutely.
You don't worry about that anymore. You actually worry about how to get any money.
Yeah.
So there's struggles that people face in the window industry that I don't know, we need to get over somehow. Yeah. I know we're going to move on to the actual product, but sometimes I think if there's a product that helps safety, so it improves safety, but actually cuts costs, I think then you're on a winner, because
that's the absolute sweet spot.
That's the bit, that's the bit that ticks the box up the top and the box right at the bottom, the fitter, the person on the ground.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And well, let's move on to that. So, you know, you're a fireman, but you're also working in the window industry. You're developing products. What's the name of the business?
Glazing
Yeah.
has been the business for the last 20 years, and I set that business up to facilitate the sale of initially the Sashmate tools, which are window repair tools, and then develop the second product, the Stronghold. So again, it was facilitating the hire, eventually the hire of the Stronghold system. But as a company as well, we also do all the installations. Now, what we focus on are the problem jobs, and we work with one of the largest social housing contractors groups. I feel that we're their problem solver. I think they'd say the same. And we just get sent on really difficult jobs where the window's obsolete, for example, 15 stories up, broken, hanging out, and it's been broken for years in a lot of cases.
You're actually testing your own products in real time, aren't you?
All the time, all the time. And I think that's kind of proof in the pudding sometimes. If we were just selling or hiring, that's one thing. Yeah. But as a company, we use it all the time, or use them, Sashmate and Stronghold. We use them all the time. Yeah. For some really, obviously, we cherry pick some of the great cases, but we've got some fantastic case studies where there is no other way to do these jobs, and it's proven by the fact that a lot of these jobs have been going for over 5 years. Yeah. And then we come along and get a job done in a day.
Right, incredible.
And again,
So just jump back to that. So you're solving at least two problems, as I understand it. One is for the fitter on site and their safety. Yeah. And the second thing is a cost advantage to the company. How do you arrive at that cost advantage?
There's multiple angles there. So the obvious one is the scaffold saving. Yeah. And we all know how much scaffold costs. And that's a direct loss, isn't it? Yeah. That's a direct loss for everyone, apart from the scaffold firm. Yeah. And I'm not saying that scaffold shouldn't be used and that our products eliminate scaffold completely. Yeah. I completely agree that the scaffold has got its place, like every tool in a toolbox. Yeah. But yeah, you're right. So just saving on scaffold immediately, winning jobs on the back of saving costs. So suddenly you've got a USP as a company that you can offer a solution to the client. So you win more business, you save more on scaffold, but what it generally allows is the job to be completed quicker. Yeah. So instead of, you wait for the scaffold to go up, then you do your job, then you're not really going to get paid necessarily until the scaffold falls, or is struck. Yeah. In this case, generally we go there, survey, sometimes using the Stronghold because the scenario is not safe, the site's not safe. Yeah. We didn't need scaffold for that. Scaffold's not up. We're not paying higher cost for the scaffold. We go there, survey, install, and drop. Right. And money should come in immediately. Yeah. No, that's incredible. So, how did the idea for the product come around in the first place? Stronghold. So I'd started off with the Sashmate tools, window repair tools. Yeah. And the idea actually came from one of my customers. The issue. Yeah. So I dropped. This is a great company. They're called Lindner Facades, Prater, and they're a national, I think, facade company. Right. And we had sold them a Sashmate tool. So I went to drop it off. It was a local site it was a local hospital that they were working on. Yeah. Big construction. I think they were building a whole wing on the hospital. So handed it over to the site manager. Yeah. He was happy that he'd got it. It was solving issues immediately for some of the maintenance work. Yeah. But while I was there, just completely informally, just completely off the cuff, he said, I've got another problem. Have you got anything else that does this? And put the hard hat on, put the high vis, went on to site. Yeah. And it was at the stage of the building where it was all just steel and concrete. There was no facade. There was nothing to stop you falling off the edge. And this was a little while ago. But he said to me, we've got a problem where we come to fit the windows. And sometimes we don't have scaffold at that point. I said, how do you do it? And he said, well, we are as safe as we can be. We don't, this isn't something we brush under the carpet. Yeah. We really focus on being safe, but we just knock up 4x2, framework, and it's almost like a spider's web of wood.
Yeah.
And he said, it's a real problem. It stops you falling out, but then it's a real obstacle for you to pass things over. So I looked at it, and at the time, I was young, a lot younger, and I thought, I'm going to be a millionaire anyway. What do I want to dilute my design brain for? I'm just going to sit back and watch the money roll in from Sashmate.
Yeah.
They're very young and naive and arrogant, I suppose. But that obviously stuck with me, that there's an issue that I've been proposed by a really big firm and a really decent man. I really respected him. Yeah. I knew him quite well. And it was probably only a year later, I was in my apartment, I was looking at the window, and it just come to me how simple this solution could be, potentially. And then it just started again back to what we did, paper drawing, and it's probably been through 10 stages now, but the stage we're at now from earlier on in the year is where I think we'll probably end up.
Yeah. Okay, that's amazing. So if you were to give a description of the product from a user's perspective, how would you describe it?
So the Stronghold is a mobile anchor point. It's lightweight. It can be set up in about 10 minutes. Okay. And it's set up inside the building around the opening that you're working on. Yeah. So it could be an elevator. I know we're talking about windows, but it could be an elevator, window, Juliet, French doors, for example. Yeah. Set up in 5 minutes. You don't need any tools. It's freestanding, so it doesn't cause any damage to the walls or floors. Okay. And it's light, as in to carry the products is very light. So it's not like some products where you rely on load to counter your load. Yeah. The system weighs about 35 kilos in different parts. Right. So once you've set it up, it's freestanding, and it just leans against the opening that you're working on, around, or from. Okay. Provides anchor points for 3 people to attach to, which is a big deal. It's new for us. We had it tested at the start of the year to go wider, so it goes up to 5 meters in width now, which so can incorporate multiple windows in that span. Right. Okay. So it could be 1, 2, or 3 windows that you might be working on simultaneously. Right. But again, like I say, it can anchor 3 users to it. So you might have 2 main fitters and a fitter's mate, all working at the same time. We'll say. And so it reduces at least the need for scaffold, because instantly the fitters are safe. They're anchored to this system. You can anchor light product to it. So you can potentially anchor the window, the new window coming in to the system. You can anchor all your tools to the system. Yes. And there is a procedure where you can actually anchor the products coming out. Okay. So you tether the old window through little anchor points, mini anchor points, cut it up into pieces. They're all anchored. Yeah. Everything comes in safely. Yeah. And then you replace your new window. And it conforms to British standard. Yeah. In fact, British, American, Canadian, Australian, where the patents lie as well. This is a patented product. Yeah. And again, on British standards, it met the British standard and then exceeded it. Right. So we went into something called a technical specification. So it goes away from PPE as British standard, EN 795B, 2012. It went into something called technical specification. Okay. To bore you with it, it's TS 16415, 2013, and that means multiple users can use it. Right. Depending on what you've tested it to. In my case, 3 users, which is a real big deal. Yeah. So this is properly game-changing for the whole industry. I would biasly say yes, and I hope I'm not biasly saying yes. It's been proven. I've seen the product. I've watched the videos of it. It is game-changing because you're protecting people, you're saving people. There's the speed element for me is huge as well, because you can get so much more done, and obviously it reduces the need for scaffolding. Yeah. So there's a cost saving and again time saving, and that's one less component that you're not having to deal with. Yeah. The applications for this product, obviously high-rise buildings, but I'm guessing there are certain applications where this is of particular importance rather than just scaffolding. There's something you might overlook initially when you're looking at the products and thinking about scaffolding. Initially, obviously, it comes directly as safety, so safety of the person, but it's also security. So, for example, a government building, terrorist attacks and things like that are happening more often.
Yeah.
So government, diplomatic, buildings like Buckingham Palace, something I'd love to get on the list of sites that it's been used on. Hospitals, police stations.
Yeah.
These buildings, I can imagine that they don't want scaffold up because it just gives easy access for someone.
Yeah.
It's a security risk they really just don't need.
Yeah.
But they will need maintenance of some sort, or maybe replacements of their windows. So the Stronghold could be used in that application.
Yeah.
And we could be 10 stories, 4 stories off the ground, and there's absolutely no risk of someone entering the building through access for that product.
Okay.
So that's one thing that's always overlooked. But getting back to cost savings, so another view on cost savings is allowing organisations to budget differently.
Okay.
I'll give you a scenario, and this is a real life scenario, and I think it's one that councils and social housing groups are facing all the time at the moment. So no one's got any money. We know that. We know a lot of councils are on the verge of bankruptcy.
Absolutely. All the authorities.
Yeah. And I think now they're ready to receive ideas to how they can better spend their money more efficiently and actually divert money to where it needs to be. And I think where it doesn't need to be is on things like scaffold.
Yeah.
So if you've got a big block of flats and it's socially residential, and you've got a ton of windows that are beyond repair, completely in disrepair, and they're dangerous, which they will be. The problem they've got is that the majority of their budget will have to go towards scaffold, because you can imagine how much it costs to scaffold a building. Now,
just a dead cost.
It's a dead cost. It helps no one, and it's taken is the money to change the windows has gone towards a way to get to the window. I mean, it's terrible.
Yeah.
But I can see how it's been like that. It's a complete necessity until this point.
You're probably looking at hundreds of thousands of pounds a year.
It's got to be. I mean, it's got to be. We saved, just going off subject a minute, we took a chunk of the saving for a company. So this company that were using the Stronghold tools, they were spending, I was told by one of the directors, £150,000 a month on scaffold. A month.
Wow.
So even if we took, 10%, 5%, whatever it was, that's a huge saving that you cannot ignore.
Yeah. There's no value to it.
It's nothing.
It's not adding any value.
It's not. Yeah. You're not gaining from it. If you can provide a product and service to the same quality, with or without using scaffold, but where's the benefit? Where's the add? In fact, you're at a loss for using it, because as we've mentioned, you've got the ugliness, you've got damage to the floor potentially, you've got all these other things that we've gone over. Yeah. But one thing I'd like to mention is back to the councils for a moment, is what I've come up with, and I really love this idea, and I can't wait to promote it to councils and social housing groups, is they've got one window on the top floor. It's in desperate need to change, but on the other face of the building, halfway down, they've got another window in desperate need of repair. What do? With the Stronghold, they can employ a contractor and they've to use their budget, and they might say, our budget is going to get all those priority one, those red or whatever they might call it, red priority windows changed. But in the second quarter, we've got a new budget. Right, what we're going to do is we're going to start, now we've done all the ones in complete disrepair and they're safe. The residents are safe, and so are their children, because there have been instances where children, unfortunately, have fallen from windows in disrepair and died. Yeah. Now, we all know that. It's been on the news lately as well. So it's something that can't be avoided and overlooked. People are looking at this. But what we can provide is a way to budget their money. So they could do floor by floor, and they can do a floor quarter one. When they get their budget, they can do a floor on quarter four.
Right. Okay.
And what that means is they don't have scaffold for years and years and years. We'll just do a floor at a time, month by month, year by year, whatever it might be. But it means every single penny that they had allocated towards that project goes towards the product and not just getting to the window.
Yeah.
I think that's really important.
That's absolutely game changing. Have you spoke to councils yet? Have you had conversations with them?
Well, that actually that scenario that I've just mentioned, I hadn't dreamt that up. I wish I had, but it was brought to my attention by a council.
Right.
And, I was really excited when they told me that, because, I can suddenly make a real difference there, a real difference. And I'm really excited to get to those councils. I know it's quite difficult, councils. There's a lot of different cogs and wheels going all at the same time, and it's who to get to.
Yeah.
I'll find a way, I'm sure, with your help.
Yeah.
I'm really excited. I think that will make an instant difference, and it will be. I think that will be a really, I'll really appreciate that difference, because that's social money, that's communal money that should be spent in the right places.
Yeah. No,
that's not for business, if you know what I mean. That's going back to the councils that need the money.
Brilliant. And you mentioned earlier on the social housing projects, some of those are up to 15 stories high?
I mean, more than that.
More than that?
Yeah. In parts of London. We're from North London, but I'm sure I've gone over to the south a few times for this contract.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised by the size of these buildings. In fact, we done our own repair, and that was 27th story.
Right.
And it was a full opening window, massive, great sealed glass unit in it, and the hardware had gone.
Right.
And this was actually quite a dangerous thing, not for us as fitters, because we use the Stronghold.
Yes.
But how else, would you get up there to do it? And the window was a tilt only from the top.
Right. Okay.
And this unit must have weighed 120k. It had to be fixed. So we set the Stronghold up, deglazed the unit, which left us I don't know what it was, over 1 metre wide by over 2 metres high, fall from risk high, that we managed with the Stronghold.
Yeah.
And that enabled us to take all the hardware off, replace it and reglaze it in hours.
Wow. So without Stronghold, how would you have done that?
I personally wouldn't have done that.
Right. Okay. So what would a regular contractor, if they were given that job, how would they have to scaffold?
No. I think they should have. No, that becomes completely unviable.
Right.
So they would have had to find another solution. Now there are products, and I don't mind talking about them, because I still feel that ours has USPs that blow it away.
Yeah.
So you've got something which is basically an anchor system, but it's load based.
Okay. Yes.
So I don't know. I don't really look into the detail of other products, but I know that it's roughly 250 to 300 kilos that you have to load upon the product to counter your weight. So you've got to manage that. You've got to get it to the site. You've got to lift it to position. So they could have
used. Yours, is it a bag you can literally carry up the stairs?
It's
up
a sack
the lift?
barrow. Yeah, it's a sack barrow on wheels.
Yeah.
That you can roll into the lift.
Yeah.
Fits in the back of a short wheelbase van.
Yeah.
And I think the benefit that someone raised to me, and I'd kind of missed this, so big van.
Yeah.
Full of windows, full of products and glass, all going to site. If they needed it, they would carry tower.
Yes.
So what I had missed is these big firms, they've got a weight limit that these vans can carry.
Yeah.
They don't necessarily want to spend half of that weight capacity on carrying tower or some other systems such as the anchor that I just mentioned. So just get rid of 300 kilos or get rid of the weight of tower depending on height. Yeah. Just put it with product and just a sack barrow.
Yeah.
And then when you get to site, you're in the same position. You're probably safer.
Yeah.
It's a hell of a lot quicker, and you've just saved your back and your load capacity for the vehicle.
Fitters are using this product now.
Yeah.
But it's been an evolution, hasn't it? When did you first come up with the idea for it?
I drew this out in about 2012.
Right.
Or maybe a little bit before that. And then we started doing some case studies with a product that I had tested and was safe. I don't know if this is a personal thing. I've continued to develop it.
Yeah.
We'll always develop everything, won't we? Just if it's ours.
You, as part of that evolution, you had a moment of TV fame, I understand.
Yeah.
With Dragon's Den.
Yeah, there's probably some I can't talk about. I don't know, legalities of these things. But what I will say was it's a fantastic program to be part of.
Yeah.
And when I did that, and years before that, it was always, I mean, I know everyone used to watch it on the weekend or whenever it was, I can't remember now.
Yeah.
It was something that I always aspired to be on.
Yes.
And it wasn't necessarily what I envisaged the result to be. I mean, of course it is, that's a benefit. That's kind of why you go on. But for me, it was more, God, what a test.
Yes.
You know, some people run up a mountain and they want to do it in the dark and as quick as they can, carrying 50 kilos or whatever. But for me, the test was, have I got it in me to stand in front of them and whoever else watches it, you know, millions, and actually across the pond as well.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
And have I got the skills? And actually, have I got a product or business worthy enough to get a deal? But I went on that show with 3 things: don't embarrass myself, don't swear. You know, I'm not posh, so I do have to keep the swear words down. And to walk away with a deal. Actually, in that order.
Right. Okay. All right. And did you achieve all 3?
I definitely didn't swear.
Yeah.
Definitely didn't. I don't think make a fool of myself. It was an absolutely fantastically funny show that was edited. Of course, they are to show something, even though that was still a successful edit.
Yeah.
But the real show was fantastic, and meeting them and actually being less formal than the show shows.
Yes.
It was brilliant. Then we got a deal.
Did you get a chance to meet them off screen?
Yeah. Actually, I've bumped into Peter Jones ever so recently abroad, and he was with his family, so I didn't say anything. But I was on the table next to him at dinner, and I really wanted just to shake his hand and say hello, because he's, you know, I respect them all at the time I was on. Yeah. But he was the one that really stands out. You know, he's
the Don.
He's a cool dude in many ways. And he gave me the best advice on the show, strangely. But I met Jenny just straight after, Jenny Campbell at the time, and I met Tuka a few times at his office. Yeah. And another great. They're all really, really nice people. Yeah. Dragons is you know, of course it's a play on words. Yeah. They're great people to work with.
So you had an offer
by 2 of them.
By 2 of them. Okay. Yeah. But what happened? Did you choose not to go forward with them, or?
Yeah, so after the show, you obviously do due diligence. They check you out to make sure what you've said isn't a complete lie, completely fabricated. So we went through all that process. We were happy. I just feel at the time I wanted to go in one direction. Yeah. And I felt I was being led in another direction, and not to say that direction wasn't right. And I don't know, maybe it was a time of my life that I had, you know, such fire that I just wanted to do it my own way.
I guess something like that validated what you're doing as well. So you will have walked away from that show thinking, you know, my goodness, you know, the Dragons love it, too often want to back it. So that must be a huge validation.
Yeah, definitely. It was, I remember Tuka saying something, now please don't let this take away from the strength of the product in itself. But I remember him saying to me, I don't know why I'm investing, but I feel like I need to invest. It was something along those lines. Yeah. And it made me laugh, because he said, I'm going to take a punt on you. Yeah. And I think that's a nice thing that I took away. I think he just kind of stopped looking at what was being sold and how it was being presented. Yeah. And I think he was happy with that. And that was a very proud point to take away. Yeah. That he'd hopefully seen something that in me that he could work with. Yeah. That's a nice thing.
Which of the Dragons stood out to you? Which had the most impact on you? Was it Tuka?
Tuka's he's a funny chap. Yeah. So in that, and you've got to be humorous, even when you're not meant to. But I think that's when humour really makes it.
Definitely. I had dinner actually with Tuka a couple of years ago, a couple of times, and he really struck me as somebody that was really down to earth and very authentic.
Yes, he is. Yeah. That's the same feeling I got. We had a meeting in the offices where he wasn't present. He was busy at the time. But then he'd just stroll in.
Yeah.
No, none of that
Airs and
rubbish
graces.
none of that at all.
Yeah.
Right, Dan, how you doing? All right, boys. All right, girls. Sit down. Move on. And it was lovely to work with him for the time that I did. But to answer the question again, back to Peter Jones, I think he's I feel that he's a bit of a step above the rest, and that's not to say they're not any. He's just different
definitely.
story person.
Yeah, this became a real opportunity for you. You got that interest from the Dragons. You got that backing from them. You chose to go alone.
Yeah.
But that will have really validated your belief in the product. What's happened between then and now?
So I think from Peter's comment that day, so previous to the show, we were selling the Stronghold. Peter just said, you should be hiring this. Yeah. I think it was actually edited on the show as well. You saw that was made publicly for a number of reasons. And I think that's really stuck with me. So that's changed. And so what's happened, it's just, I've never had a professional partner being someone like Perplex. Never worked with anyone. It's all been on my own back and, arrogantly, I suppose, or too optimistic in my own ability. I thought, I'll do it all. I'll try it all at least. And now interest was growing. So again, it was backing up the fact that this product does work. I just need to tell people, as someone said recently, it was one of your team. They said it's the best kept secret. Yeah, because it works, and we've saved one company an estimated $2 million on scaffold, and they won a 5-year contract by using this product. And we've got other companies that save so much money, and it just made me think, why am I not telling anyone about this? Or I am personally not doing it justice. Yeah. Hence why we're with Perplex.
Yeah, I mean the world needs to know about this product. Anybody working at heights.
Yes.
And it's a serious concern. Working at heights is just not taken seriously enough. And you've got a solution that not only tackles working at heights, keeps fitters safe and people working on site, but has an impact to the speed of people being able to work and cost as well. I mean, it's just crazy.
Yeah, good on that. A couple of things that you've just highlighted again for me to raise are the fact that it is a worldwide thing. Yeah, and I mean the product's patented in as I said, multiple countries, and the standards have been conformed to in those countries too. And the problem is there. Probably even more so in some of the larger countries like the US, for example. Yeah, they must be facing these kind of issues all the time.
Absolutely.
So absolutely right. It's and again, it's not just for Windows. Yeah. As I say, one area, it seems quite small. Yeah. But the thing is, that small need is throughout the whole construction industry. Yeah. And that's getting access to flat roofs.
Yeah. Right.
So access to flat roof, even if it be for survey or just to inspect a failing roof, for example. Yeah. You need edge protection of some sort, of course you do. So you'll either scaffold, which that's probably the only solution, or use some sort of powered access. But if we go to an opening that leads to a flat roof, we can set the Stronghold up and we can get out onto that roof safely. Yeah. With the equipment, the sub-equipment, we can inspect, we can work, we could do all those things in that industry sector. But again, it's for windows, it's for that I just mentioned, it's for lifts, working on lift shaft, elevators, and even down to something where I found out it was used to remove illegal satellite dishes from blocks of flats.
Right, yeah, of course.
I don't know if that's an old need now, but it made me giggle that there's so many reasons that it can be used. Yeah, it's only that I, in a silly way, really just kind of bound it to the window industry, but that's just because of my experience. But now I'm learning about this product being used all over the place for different reasons.
It's really a solution to working at height.
Yeah, that's all it is. Yeah. I've tried to focus it too much. It's not that. It's exactly what you just mentioned.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Now it's it's really fascinating. Now, just on the scaffolding side, scaffolding can be a challenge sometimes because you need permission, you need local authority permission, and there's certain areas, particularly like central London, where this is a real problem. So, Stronghold gives companies the opportunity to remove that altogether, not have those issues. So the impact to them commercially must be enormous.
Yeah, absolutely. It's sometimes companies might just want to reduce their scaffold bills.
Yeah.
But there are sometimes, as you mentioned, that you can't put scaffold up, or you can, but it's just going to be a very long, drawn out process. So, for example, working near or backing onto railway lines.
Yeah, right.
I think, from what I know, and obviously I'm not a scaffold firm, but I think that's a problem.
Right.
Your licenses are very restricted.
Okay.
Backing onto the Thames, for example, you've got to speak to a whole different authority.
Right.
And so it's not just saving money and not sometimes not being able to, or the cost, the time, like you mentioned, about setting up. But sometimes it's overlooked that setting up scaffold is an issue for other reasons. So it's ugly, for one. It would be nice to try and avoid it where you can. And there's great case studies where the Stronghold's been used purely because of that. One was Kew Cottages.
Okay.
Cambridge Cottages in Kew. I think that's where it was. And it's a Grade 1 listed building, used for wedding venues, absolutely stunning place. But all the box sash windows had to be maintained or replaced.
Yes.
That had to be done at some point, but there's never a downtime for a wedding venue.
Yeah.
Even on the coldest day in winter, someone wants to get married on that day. So you can't have scaffold up.
Yeah.
So the company that were doing that used the Stronghold, and they were just doing one window at a time. No one even knew it was going on. And they could time frame it to where the wedding pictures were going to be that day or that afternoon, depending on whether it was summer or winter. It was a long job for them. So sometimes it just gives a schedule option, but then having it up offers different issues. We've got a social issue.
Yeah.
We've got kids playing on scaffold. We've got people, this probably isn't the right term, apologies if it is, but with mental issues. Yeah. That gives access to something that we probably don't want that vulnerable person to have access to.
I've seen this myself on some of the property projects that I've developed over the years, where you've got scaffolding, and we've turned up on a Monday morning, and people have been up there over the weekend.
Oh, wow.
There's been bottles, so it's a genuine concern.
Yeah. And then you've got the aspect that it provides access to potential security issue.
Security, definitely.
You've got a back door to every single opening, or every single window.
Yeah.
And I mean, you can't expect people to keep their windows open at certain times of the year.
Yeah.
To keep them closed all day. So it gives someone access, and no one, it's a dangerous world sometimes. So removing all those as a sideline, really, to the main cause, which unfortunately is cost.
Yeah.
Is just a pure benefit. And one other thing, sorry to just keep coming back to that, but there is another aspect, and it's all that it's what we've got to focus on at the moment is the environment. If we can avoid lorries going from A to B in London and getting stuck in traffic, and you do see scaffold lorries because they are needed. I do get that. Yeah. But there is a percentage of those jobs that might be done without scaffold. Now, we might have just saved I don't know what the equation is, but how much carbon we could have saved. Yeah. I mean, that's, theoretically, that's got to tick a lot of boxes with a lot of people. Let's just prevent carbon where we can, as well as immediate safety issues.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And it's incredible this product has developed out of your absolute passion for health and safety.
Yeah.
And I guess you're going to continue developing the product. And in terms of actually bringing it to market, and I just want to shout from the rooftops about this, because every company should be using this product. Anybody who's working at heights, not just window companies. But what's next for the product?
Do you know, I don't know. It's I'm in awe at where I am at the moment. And again, jumping on board and becoming a partner with Perplex is just for right now, just exciting enough.
Yeah.
And I'm really optimistic at where that can go.
Yeah.
I've never shouted about it.
Yeah.
And now if it's shouted about, God, who knows?
Yeah. Our guys are so excited. I mean, they we work with a lot of companies in the window and construction industry, but there's something about this product because you realize that, this is saving lives. It's cutting costs massively on site. It's speeding up installations. This ticks all the boxes. And we really believe that every company should be using this product, not just in the UK either. That's the exciting thing.
Yeah.
As well, this is a truly global product.
Yeah. Yeah. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed. Yeah. I don't know where it's going to go, but I'm very excited for the opportunity.
Yeah. And I think for you as well, you're such an ambassador for health and safety and working at height. Something you're really passionate about. So, there's one thing you're developing the products, but those products are being developed out of your passion for safety and for working at heights and looking after the person next to you.
Yeah. It's one thing I was thinking about this on the way up here or way over here today. And I was thinking about where this can go.
Yeah.
And actually in my mind, the end goal or the end proof of success was nothing to do with money or anything like that. It was actually to know, because I would know, how many sites these are on.
Yeah.
So how many incidents it could be preventing. I know it's all pie in the sky, but if it's out there a lot, it's potentially saving a lot of lives or injuries. Yeah. And also, I mean, this sounds very deep and emotional, but how lovely it will be in the future. That it's a bit of a legacy thing that my kids might see that name.
Yes,
and that's for me. That's cool. That's there's a lot of businesses you can be in, and loads you can be proud of to be in. But that will be quite a proud legacy, I think, to leave.
Yeah,
and hopefully they take it on. But if they don't, just seeing the name about would be a lovely thing.
Yeah, no, I think it's incredible. I think it's really inspiring. I think you're really inspiring. I think what you're doing, you want to create that awareness amongst fitters, amongst installers, because they're not necessarily taking their own safety seriously enough, are they?
No, definitely not. Like I said, it's. We're just not in the, in the current climate, which has been current for a long, long time, and it probably will be for a long time to come. Yeah, we've just got to, we're just surviving. A lot of people, especially fitters, they're just surviving. There's, you've just got to make it work for you. But unfortunately, your safety, you always feel invincible. Of course you do. It will never happen to you, or it will never happen to the person next to you because I'm there. It'll all be all right. But I've seen cases that have luckily, in my view, been stopped. That have been found by the HSE and that the companies have been stopped. But if that hadn't have been stopped and there was an incident, there was one, and I might not get this story 100% right, but it was public. And one of the public took a photo of a fitter changing a whole box sash window, big tall thing. And they were standing on the windowsill, and it must have been 7 stories up.
Goodness.
And I think that image might be in one of our presentations. Because it's public, we're not trying to badmouth any company. It was public, and we're going to use it because that's using it to everyone else's benefit. But they got found, they got shut down, they got fined. So I guess that's one other way to value the monetary side of using it. But if they hadn't got stopped, what could have happened? He could have dropped the window because he's got no, protecting his own safety. He could have gone with it. I mean, anything can happen.
Well, a company has got a duty for the safety and well-being of not just their staff, but contractors on site and the public as well, who are working underneath that. So I think from my perspective, I think we need to really educate installers and fitters that, their safety matters.
Yeah.
And they should take this stuff seriously. And we need to educate companies that, this is a product that will protect their reputation.
Yes. Yeah.
And at the same time, reduce their costs and speed up time on site.
Yeah.
As well. So from the company, it's a win. So we've got to shift some mindsets and saying, actually, prioritize your staff safety on site, and actually turn it to your advantage.
Yeah.
Let your customers know this is what you do.
Yeah.
You care about your fitters enough to protect them and take care of them, and at the same time, you've got a stronger commercial. Proposition at the same time.
Yeah.
So I think it's a real mindset change and awareness and education.
I think sometimes you hear, I think someone told me this at an award ceremony once, they said safety normally costs you as a company. It's always a cost. You're like, oh no, not another safety issue or safety policy that we need to follow. But when a safety product saves you money, like we said at the start, at that time, I think you're absolutely right. It's when people can use the use of it to their benefit and publicise it. They all should. If I mean, at the moment, with Perplex's help and your help, people will start to know about this. It'll become more common, more recognised. And I just feel that the big companies are in a great position. So if they take this on now, they're almost going to have that, in their mind, a first mover advantage to say, look what we're doing, we're forward thinking. Not only do we care about the customer and their pockets, because they're reducing the scaffold cost. We care about the environment, we care about the local social, but we also care about our fitters and our employees. Of course we do. And that won't be a lie, that won't be a spin, that will be, that's probably what they want to do.
And, fitters want to work for a company where they feel taken care of and that they're looked after, and the company actually cares about them, and they're not just a transaction at the end of the month. So I think that's really important to get that.
They are their best asset.
Yeah, absolutely. So how do companies get hold of this product?
So go on our website, and you'll find out loads of information, and that's stronghold-anchor.com, stronghold-anchor.com. And that's to view the Stronghold products in particular. But obviously we have glazesafe.com as well, and that's an umbrella. And you'll see there the company GlazeSafe, because we still do our own installations, as I said, our sort of specialist work, which we like to do, or even problem solving for companies. Where I have in the past designed specific products for specific companies. So you can go that way as well. And the way it will work is, get in touch with us and we'll talk about the product to you, just to make sure it's going to work for everyone, because that's what we want to do. We want to have longevity, build long-lasting relationships. We will have online training, and you have to be trained to use this product. This is a live product. This isn't for someone just turning their hand at a job for the day. This is a professional product for professionals. So you'll go online, you have to complete the training. You'll be given a number. And only when you have that number and we have record of you passing, will you be able to hire the product. So we've tried to inbuild professionalism and safety even in the process of hiring. And that's it. You're ready to go. Once you've got the product, you're ready to start saving.
That's it, And that actual process, and so they're hiring. We train them. They get qualified. They then hire out the equipment. Is that delivered to site for them? Do they pick it up?
Can be, yeah. So we've got two options at the moment that I think should cover all angles. And one is a courier service, so it comes on a pallet. It's all strapped up with one of our bespoke pallets, so it really looks the part. And it's very, again, it's almost a design thing itself when it turns up. So you can have that in a couple of days, turn up, ready to use. You can also pick up from us. If you're more local, of course. So we're just on the edge of London, the north of London. So it should kind of solve a lot of logistics for local companies.
No, that's absolutely brilliant. I think I'm excited to see where this goes. My team are excited, and and for yourself as an advocate for health and safety working at height as well. I think the world needs to know more about that, and we find out about it when it's too late, when there's been an accident, when something's gone wrong. Yeah. That's when people pay attention to it, and it needs to start right at the very beginning. Yeah. So I think you raising your own profile as a health and safety advocate, I think is really important, and because it's out of passion. This product and all the products that you've developed have been out of a passion to solve health and safety problems.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think that's really incredible, and I think it's going to be a real legacy for your children.
Hopefully,
in years to come.
I really do hope so. Yeah.
As well. So I'd like to thank you for coming and joining us today. Daniel from Glazing with the Stronghold product. And we're excited to see this not just across the UK, but across the world. So I'm looking forward to working with you on that, Daniel.
Brilliant stuff. Yeah. Thanks a lot. Cheers, Andrew.
Good stuff.